I made a short form video last week talking about starting with what you have and how it's so underrated. And now I'm bringing it over to you guys, my real G's. You see, especially as an entrepreneur, it is very important to start with what you have, to start small, because the mistakes that you're going to make, even when you start small, is still going to be amplified. It's going to be magnified if you decide to start big. So if you know that you have been hearing advice here and there from people and you're like, should I listen to them? This is not what I want to do. This is the way I want to go. Me, your online big sister that has already made mistakes, is coming to tell you the truth. Last week or last 2 weeks, I made a video talking about physical business versus digital business. And today, if you are goaded at running a physical business, I will tell you the importance of starting with what you have. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Margaret Etudo and I talk about health, wellness, wealth, and everything in between. So if you know that that's your kind of vibe, why don't you stick around, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out when I come on live. Now, let's continue with what we had to say. Now, you see, the thing about entrepreneurship is that it looks like it's a sprint, but it's actually a marathon. You're going to be in it for the long haul. Look at all these businesses. The other day I was looking at some banks that started all the way since the 1800s. Even Amazon. When did Amazon come to life? And the list goes on. Magazines, fashion stores, they all started before digital world technology became a thing. So you thinking that you're just going to start a business today and it blows up tomorrow, social media can help you, but it's only going to help you so much. The real job is going to lie down on, imagine, okay, look, let me give you an example. Melanie Pine, one of the most biggest paparazzi parfaits in Nigeria at large. They had so much PR when they eventually went viral because of their ad creative, how interesting it was. If they did not have the right infrastructure, systems, and processes to handle that traffic, they were going to crumble just as fast as they blew up. And that's just the reality about entrepreneurship. Social media, like I said, can only take you so far. So starting with what you have, knowing what is available to you, will help you to create a pilot of your ideas. And what do I mean by a pilot? Like a small test. Say you want to launch a fashion brand, a unisex fashion brand, right? I would advise you start with maybe a particular type of gender. See how they receive it. Because unisex means that both male and female can wear it. But what if the male people are not even interested in that fashion? If you decided to go all big and you wanted to create that impression in everyone's face, before you know what is happening, nobody will even want to patronize. Or maybe it's a design. You're thinking that, oh my God, this design is sick. And then nobody even wants to buy it because it looks ugly. It's trash. So it's up to you to understand what I'm saying. So you don't go and blow the money that you have even struggled. Some people even borrow money to start a business. And then imagine that business going all into the drain. The whole money that they've spent, they've gotten going into the drain just because they did not understand the importance of starting with what they have. Don't try to aim so big when you're starting, right? It's even worse when you get people's money in the name of investments, partnerships, founders, and then you don't know how to handle all of that. It's not even advisable if the first business you are running is a collaboration with some other people. Because if you do not know how to run a business, you don't know what it takes, you just like the idea of having a business, you're going to fail. And that's just the truth. So it's important you understand these things. It's important you note these things down somewhere or even save this video to come back to it later when you are starting to have doubts on that business you want to start. It's important because if you lose any money, I will not be responsible. I am telling you right now that money will be lost whether you follow what I'm saying or not. So it's better for you to follow the one that would reduce the amount of money that you are going to lose. All right? It's not a cost. It's not a swear. It's just reality. And for someone like me who has done both of those worlds, both physical and digital, I would know better to tell you. Another thing I want to say before I wrap up this video, because I don't like to make my videos long, I want to go straight to the point and tell you exactly what you need to know each time, is try to make sure you start in one section, a niche, something. Most times let me give you an example, and now I'm not going to try to divert. If you're in Nigeria or Africa, you must have heard of Chowdeck and how they are populating the whole food delivery ecosystem. Now, Chowdeck came when Jumia was struggling with their business and people just naturally gravitated towards them because they were solving a problem of delivering food easily, effectively, and getting us hooked on the best restaurants ever, at least around us. That was good. We all loved them. And for the time being, they've only done that. Until recently, we started to notice that Chowdeck is also including bills. Like you can pay your bills, your electricity bills and whatnot. And now that's not enough. Chowdeck has also brought in Chow Store, where they put different items that they've Chowdeck themselves are selling, not just collaboration of other restaurants. And now that's there. There's Store, there's the bills section, and there's now Chowdeck packages, where you can send and receive packages like couriers with Chowdeck. If you went to the map, if you were in the board meeting, if you were in the room, if you were in the mind of the person who made Chowdeck, you would know that you would never, in fact, you would know that they wanted to do so many things, but they never came out like that. We only heard from them food delivery. That was an incumbent problem at that point, and they solved it. But they never lost sight of their mission and vision. They never lost sight of it. They came out and they still expanded. So now people are seeing them as, we trust Chowdeck with our food. Definitely we can trust them with our packages. We trust that Chowdeck is good enough. They can also help us pay our bills. And before you know what is happening, Chowdeck is the go-to app in every home. It's not just about food. You can pay your bills with Chowdeck if you don't want to order food from them. You can send packages with Chowdeck if you're a starting business and people are seeing that, oh, they want to get a courier that they trust. You can also use Chowdeck to receive packages, not just send packages. For instance, let's say you are handling customers that request for pay on delivery. You can tell them to use Chowdeck to receive a package from you. That way, they ensure that you are legit. And the funny thing is, I just realized that Chowdeck allows you to put your market, your business on their page, not food. Like if you were selling this AirPod case, you can actually market it on Chowdeck. That's insane. Do you know the amount of people who are coming onto Chowdeck every time to buy a meal? And then they stumble across someone who sells wigs. They might not buy at that time because someone who is hungry is angry, right? A hungry man is an angry man. But they've taken note. Next time, they might come back to Chowdeck to check out that wig that they saw when they were hungry. So it's all about you understanding, find a problem, solve the problem, and expand. It's not bad for you to have a big vision, but it is just as helpful if you can squeeze it down to that one thing you can solve and then expand from there. Have a map. Don't say that, oh, I want to do all of these things, and then you don't have a map of how you want to launch them at each and every point in time so that people can follow you on your journey. They started with food, then they expanded to bills, added the Chow Store where they could sell their own stuff that has nothing to do with restaurants. Because remember, the food business that they are doing, the food delivery business they are into, is more of commissions. They don't have a say in the restaurants and their prices, right? So what their own Chow Store allows them to control the prices. And now, not only are they doing all these three things, they've also expanded to packages, which means that they control delivery logistics. Do you understand? So it's all about you understanding the problem at hand and how you can single-handedly solve it with one solution. And then from there, you expand to other things you had in mind. Because as you continue on the journey, you start to see different problems you could solve. So it might not even be necessarily what you had in mind in the beginning, but it's definitely what you're going to get to through in the end. All right? If you know you enjoyed this video, why don't you hit the subscribe button and follow me for more thoughtful pieces like this. I have a playlist talking about becoming an entrepreneur with Meg. I have failed in the past, I have succeeded in the past, and I'm sharing everything I have learned and everything I know on my YouTube channel. Not just becoming an entrepreneur, ways that you can make money online, ways that you can improve your wellness, and basically how I live my life. And with that, I'll see you in the next one. Toodles!